Okay, guys, sorry for the small delay. We should be on live right now from the trading room. So hi, everyone. Thank you for your patience. And yeah, here we are today, Tuesday, live trading room. Wasn't here yesterday, so I will make the weekly forecast. I hope you enjoyed. And today we will try to make some live trades. As usual, I have already some open positions in the market. I have position in the yen, in the pound, in the Nasdaq, and we will try to manage the trades and find if there are also other spots to get in. So yeah, let's dig into the market. Let me know if the sound is good, and then I will switch to the next scene. I just need to add the camera over this scene here. Loud and clear. Okay, perfect. Yeah, let me put the camera again in that. Yeah, yeah. Okay, this should be nice. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So here my positions I have for today, guys. Three position opened earlier today, a little bit before the trading room. And yeah, here it's in pips, I think. So I will try to move that. Okay, let's talk about the first position in the Nasdaq. This was here a quite easy spot for us to enter. You see, we had here a first big zone in the H1 chart. I think it's enough. And then the market created another box, like big consolidation zone. You see that the market respect here at the bottom. If I go to the M30 minutes, I went in. Around here, the stop loss is very tight. I should maybe put it a little bit closer. I hope the market can move a little bit higher. Let's say in the middle of the range, I would be happy. I know that there is the opening in the next 25 minutes. So at least getting back to here, it would be the middle of the range. I would be happy to take profit here. I will not be greedy and put my TP here, for example. This would be a little bit greedy. But here I would be happy to take some profit. At least on the H4 chart, you see it's uptrend. So we would like to go with the uptrend as well. But as you see, guys, on the Nasdaq, the market moved up, but the market also can actually give some resistance to that spot. Okay, this could be a sell spot also for the daily chart, but as you see, I'm hoping again another bounce. That's why I will not put the take profit above that area, and I will be exit the market at the middle. So that's the first trade in the Nasdaq. I'm also in the pound here. This was a bit more complicated to enter the market, but actually, you see, we had this downtrend line on the 30-minute chart, and you can also see that on the H1. And the market breaked out this trend line. The market is actually struggling to this zone. But again, you see the market created a triangle. Actually, the market tried to break out on the upside of this triangle. So I hope the market can give a push at least again to the middle of this market structure here, and I will be exit the market. So that That's for the pound. And you see my stop loss is close. I think I moved already my stop loss. My stop loss was below this area on the M30 minutes. So on the M30, there was this area. My stop loss was just below. And then I see the market touching this zone. Again, making here a retracement and then pushing up. So that's why I already put my stop loss very close. The market is very cheap, choppy on the pound. You see on the H1, when the pound want to get down, it get down very very highly. Like, see, we have actually this movement on the downside. We have this movement, this one. So when the market want to push down in the pound, it's go hard against you. So that's why put your stop loss close for some time, and I hope we touch a great entry in that area. The last one is the dollar yen. The last one is the dollar yen. The dollar yen, it's let's say quite easy to get. Yeah. Okay. So first of all, this is this area. Okay, I will just get rid of all the trade levels here. But the market, you see, react a lot of time to that area. Again, yesterday the market reacted to this area as well. So first of all, in the H4 chart, I hope we can get like lower movement at least to the demand here, or in the middle here of the demand. What is good here is the risk reward is in my favor. Okay, I can put actually the stop loss above this area. But again, I identified in the M30 minutes, for example, okay. Okay, it's almost this area. We try to put a rectangle. I think it's good also to see this in a rectangle. But you see, this is this area. The market support here yesterday, breaked out. We had a retest here, make another retest earlier, and again, we try to make the retest against that zone. If we go to the M15 minutes, the market also struggle with this resistance point. So I just put my stop loss above the high. And hope the market can dig a little bit below. The market should also break this support line today. If the dollar continue to depreciate, we will see a breakout on the downside. We can see what's happening in the dollar yen. Meanwhile, no, in the dollar yen, in the dollar index. Sorry, guys. And you see the stop loss is very tight, so the market can take my stop loss and again make a retest to the top of the range. I don't want to be the market, you see, is bullish on the H1, on the H4 as well. So it's not like a swing position, it's more like a day trade position. That's why I don't want to be overexposed. The volume I use here is a bit high. Let's dig into the dollar index. I will try to move into the EuroCAD Forex Lions. But meanwhile, let me check what's happening in the dollar index. Yeah, it's still this area here. It's a huge area, but yeah, all the time the market touch 106.50, 106.80. You see around here, the market get down, and what is interesting in the dollar index is the market here is making a lower high in the H4 chart and also in the daily chart. Okay, but the market is still bullish on the daily chart. We have this trend line here. The market touch this golden point here. It was a demand point, also was a resistance before linked with the trend line, so the market react well here. But it looks like the market can have another retest into this zone, make a dip lower. So that's why I'm long pound dollar. I'm selling dollar yen. It's still on H4 chart, but on the H1 we have a demand here that the market can react. This can be the reaction. But again, I want to see a dip, let's say, in the dollar index, and then we can take some profit in the pound and in the yen. Let's move back into the market. I think there is the opening in the next 15 minutes. I can reduce my exposure here. For example, in the yen, I can exit. For example, the two lot I have here would be happy to exit a little bit. So I exit two lots already. Okay, that sounds okay. Yeah, just exit two lots in the yen. I'm still short 60% of my position. Looks like the market want to push again. That one. If I see that the market again in the M5, for example, here create this type of candle, I can again open a sell and play into the range. I have a lot of line here. That's get rid of all of this. Yeah, market here is making you see a high or low. We can have a breakout, so that's fine to exit some position. We'll try to see if we can like having a short scalp here on the dollar yen. Not enough open here sell. I want to have a push. Yeah, let's move into the Eurocard meanwhile. I want to answer the questions on the chat. Also, guys, in the chat, if you have some questions, anything you want to ask, let me know. I'm happy to discuss or interact. So feel free. Yeah, just need to load the data. I'm curious about that Bollinger Bands. I think I explained many times why I'm using Bollinger Bands. But yeah, I would be happy to explain one more time why I'm using this and how I use this already. If that can help some of you guys in the chat that don't know or were not with me when I explain why I'm actually using Bollinger Bands. Yeah, I will do the explanation. We'll be happy. Okay, Eurocad. I think the data is loading here, so that's fine. Yeah, I think it's the same again. You see big range here. It's quite easy to get a move on the as a day trader. Okay, it's quite easy to have any type of move. Actually, here we are not at an extreme point. We are actually in the middle, a little bit higher than the middle of the range. The fact is that if the euro dollar push, we're gonna see the euro card also going into that zone. We can attract some sellers here into this supply or this supply. Actually, we have also this line that can be a reaction. But again, you see that Bollinger Bands here. Actually, the market is on the average price. So if I look at the H4 chart, I would not do anything. The fact is that Forex Lions, where did you open the market? You open at 1.3059.7, 1.30. Yeah, that's a nice entry already. That's a nice entry. It depends what the time scale you want to hold the position. The market push quite well. You see in the H1, I think you get in around that area, so that's nice. The market here react. It might be a Fibonacci levels here, maybe the 50 Fibonacci levels. Maybe we can find that together. Fibonacci. Yeah, that's around the 50 levels here when the market retrace, create a zone, and then push. So actually you are in the good direction, okay? You are long, that's nice. You can hold the position, but be ready to exit some of your position at the top of the range, okay? It's up to you. It depends if you want to hold the trade for a long trade. It depends if you want to take already your profits. What I advise all the time is to take some partial profits. Okay, if you expect the euro card have higher movement in the upside, let's say reach this area on the daily chart, for example, and you want to be long in the market, so exit some of the position here. Okay, this would be for example, the top of the range, and then let the next part runs into the higher level in the daily chart. That's how I see actually the euro card. We have some questions on the chat, guys. Very happy to interact with you today. We have Grim that use stochastics and moving average. I'm using quite the same. Bollinger Bands, it's almost the moving average. You see the median line in the Bollinger Bands, I think it's the 20 moving average. But I'm using Bollinger Bands and I will explain why. Why I know I think we have some some people interesting why I'm using Bollinger Bands. I was an options trader before I joined the 5ers, and I traded commodity. The fact is, when you trade options, the direction of the market is important, but not as much as the volatility of the market at each moment of time. And Bollinger Bands helped me all the time to identify if the market is far from the average or if it's closed, okay? If we take here, for example, this type of market, you see that the Bollinger Bands are very flat, okay? So that means the moving average is on the middle. And if I put a line like that, I know that if I take past data from 12th of July, the average price of the Euro CAD will be around 1.31. I know that all the time the market will go back to the average. It's in almost what's do the Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands will not tell me when to enter the markets. It will tell me what not to do. I don't know if it's clear, but for example, if the market here reach the top of the Bollinger Bands, I will not open a buy position. Okay, and that's why all the time I explain this type of thing, that I don't like to expect a breakout and buy on a breakout. That's not how the way I'm trading, and that's fine. Everyone is on trading style. But when the market will reach here, it will be the top of the Bollinger Bands. It will tell me that the market already had a huge volatile movement, and the market will likely go back to the average price. Okay, if we go into that example, okay, here, I'll just get rid of this box. If you see here, the market pushed up, okay, into above the 20 standard deviation of the Bollinger Band, so it's the higher bands. First of all, it will tell me don't go buy here because the market already extend above its standard deviation of volatility. Okay, so that's why here I will not make a buy. And secondly, we have a high chance that the market will get back to the average price, which is, you see the Bollinger Bands was here. So Bollinger Bands is very easy to understand and to analyze when the market is on a range, like here. Okay, you see the market went down here, touched the Bollinger Bands, go back to the average. Same like here, for example. So that's the first point. The second point is when you have a huge volatility movement, and I think we have an example in the euro dollar that we had last week. It's highly successful for scalper doing high volatility movement, and I will explain here why. I think we can have on the EBH1. You see here, it's quite the same scenario. Okay, we have like this is not that. We have a huge range in the euro dollar. We already know that the euro dollar is locking between 1.011 and 1.028. And you see when the market extend with a huge volatility movement and get far from its average, the market will likely go back to the average price, and this happens likely all the time. What is a little bit complicated in Bollinger Bands is that when the market is on a trend, like here, you see the market, all this trend here, the market will not go back to the average price. Okay, it's very difficult to use Bollinger Bands when the market is on a trend. But again, for example, if I take this movement, for example, okay, the market was in a range, compressed, had a huge movement. The market reach here, which is way above the Bollinger Bands, and then go back to the average. Okay, so it tells you the range that you expect. So yeah, Bollinger Bands will not tell you when to enter. it will tell you when to not enter. Okay, and this is one of my trading plan that all the time I keep following. Okay, for example, when the market, you see, I will not put this resistance, but I don't know, maybe you had a signal here to go long. I will not go long because we are at the top of the Bollinger Bands. So I think it's and same here. Okay, it works in the same scenario. When we are here, the market broke here. I will not open a sell position because the market already extended in the bottom of the Bollinger Band. So sometimes I will miss some entry, but sometimes it will save me a lot of time. So that's why I'm not. I don't like trading breakouts. Like here, you see it's a breakout on the downside. So I hope it's clear for some of traders that were in the chat and asking why I'm using Bollinger Bands. It's another explanation. I think I already explained this plenty of time. It requires some experience by trading this, by using these tools, for example. Regarding entry or enter the market, and I think this is something I can explain to you as well. Okay, for example, if you go to the Nasdaq, okay, first of all, we identified a key zone. Okay, so for me, this is a key zone. It was a resistance. This is a support. Okay, this is very clear. Okay, we have stochastics. Okay, that cross below 20. That means the market, and if you see RSI, it might be the same. The market is on an oversold position. Okay, so first of all, the market touch a key zone. Second, the market cross into a stochastics levels, and the final step is that the market extended after the average of the Bollinger Band. So here, for example, we are at the bottom of the Bollinger Bands. You see the Bollinger Bands is here. This is the 20 standard deviation. The average price is here. So I have actually 3 indications that the market can have here a retracement, at least to the middle. Okay, at least here to the middle of the range. And this type of signals generally have a huge risk reward because you will identify a key zone. You will put the stop loss just below the key zone. And if the market reacts, the market will likely go back to the average price. So this is how I use Bollinger Bands. This is how I use stochastics, and this is how I enter the market most likely as a trader. Yeah, I think it was a long explanation. I hope, guys, you understand and you agree with my strategy. Again, it requires a lot of practice. And sometimes the market will hit the stop loss. Like here, the market, I think we already opened in New York. It's 4:30 right now into my time zone. I think the market, I will just put the stop loss to not getting hit, and the market will go back. Yeah, so the market just opened. What's happening in the pound? The pound is also pushing up, not so far. The dollar yen again react. So yeah, we should monitor this. Okay. I can also decide to take my TP at the bottom here if I don't want to wait that this triangle is breaking out. I already take some profit in the dollar yen, so I'm comfortable. We likely go to the stop loss in the Nasdaq, not yet. Not yet, not yet. We'll get to the stop loss. Okay, I'm getting stop loss in the Nasdaq. That's fine. We will see if the market overreact. Okay, generally when the market overreact, some buying opportunity can appear, according to Bollinger Bands. Okay, actually the next point would be here. If I want to make a short scalp, but the market need to go to this area. I won't order the market, especially on the middle. Okay, I want to wait the next extreme point, which will be here. So yeah, we should wait for that. Yeah, generally, when the market opens in Wall Street, you have a huge movement. Actually, this is the H1, so you don't see a lot of movement. But if you go to M1, for example, this is just the opening. So we should be ready. We should put the stop loss very tight, especially when the market, you see, had a huge uptrend movement. And actually, it reacts well to this trend line on the Nasdaq, and it's quite the same in the S&P. But yeah, let's wait that the market goes back into this zone, and here we will maybe try to think about making another buy. Here on the H4, we might reach across in stochastics if the market continue to go down and reach here. So we might have an opportunity here in the Nasdaq at 12,826 around this area. Yeah, what is interesting here is that the dollar index is not giving any. The market here on generally what we have last week and during this period when the indices tend to go long, the dollar, let's say the dollar start to depreciate because of the risk on and the risk on environment. Here we see that yeah, there is someone spamming the chat. I need to remove this guy. Here the dollar index is pushing down, and the Nasdaq is also pushing down. The stock market is pushing down. What we see last week and during this period is that, again, I repeat my explanation, when the stock market is pushing up, you will see the dollar index going down. So there is a negative correlation between those two assets. And today, this is not the case, at least in the lower time frame. Yeah, we can have some buyers also here. It's still the top. Still the top, but it's quite difficult to open a buy on that spot. Quite dangerous. Okay, let's move into pound yen and Aussie yen. Maybe it can help Chris on the chat. So here in the pound yen, it's quite the same setup into the dollar yen. So this was here a key zone. The market breaked out, touched one time, second time, and actually we are testing again the last we test. Here there is like a nice point for making a short, in my opinion, in the H1 or in the H4. The stop loss might be tight, and there is, I think, a lot of place to go in the downside. Maybe to go back to this area at least. So yeah, this is quite interesting. The only thing on the H1, for example, is this trend line. Okay, the market here is making higher low, so we have a bullish momentum in the H1, but we I don't know if you identify this as well, guys, but here the market is losing a bit momentum. You see the market create a consolidation zone. If you go to the M30, the markets don't succeed to break above that line. The highest point is not lower, but very difficult to make a new high, especially in this area. So yeah, the risk reward for a short position in the Pound yen is very interesting in the Pound yen. And why not opening actually a position? This will not be a scalp. This will be like a swing position. Okay, so this should be, for example, the stop loss. I put the stop loss above the high. And again, if the markets respect this area, the market should at least get down into this demand point. At least, and I expect also the market to break out the trend line. When the market will break out the trend line here, I will remove my stop loss to book even. That will be the only point when I will managing my trades. Okay, if the market continue to move up, so I will be taking my stop loss. But only when the market will, you know, maybe touching this support line here. Let me get rid of some of the indication. So let's say the market touch this rectangle. So go back to this rectangle. I will remove my stop loss to book even. That will be the only point I will do that. Yeah, I think that's a good spot. And say you see on the H1 the price is at the top of the Bollinger Bands. The market can make a dip down, go back to the average. So I think it's a nice point here. Again, I like to repeat, but all the trade I'm taking and the analysis I'm doing, it's only from an educational purposes, guys. So if you want to take the same trade, whatever, it's at your own risk. Again, the main advice is to keep your own risk management. You cannot agree with me, that's fine. It's we all only share a different analysis and thought according to the market. But again, this is not a trading advice. It's only from an educational purposes, and try to share my trading view, trading analysis. Okay, so here in the Nasdaq, we continue to push down. Is the market will break actually the lowest point? again, in the dollar yen, it's quite the same position. But in the pound yen, we have on the H4, you see, guys, better spot maybe to have a swing trades. Mm. Yeah, took some stop losses here. Are there any upcoming updates on the Freestyle account? Not yet, not yet. It was very difficult program to manage the risk. I think again we need to work on the Freestyle. I'm not sure what will be the date for opening it again. What is sure is that we are preparing a lot of new updates on the 5ers. I believe that you're going to be very surprised. So if this will not be a freestyle, this might be better updates and better things for you guys that trading with us. So be ready. And again, follow us in our social media as usual. You get here the best updates and the live updates that we do here at the office. The pound is very choppy. Like the market did nothing during almost 1 hour. Here, this might be also the fib level on the 15-minute chart. Maybe let's check. Yeah, this is exactly the 50 point. Any thought about my question about SMC? Can you explain what do you mean about SMC? Maybe I will help you to get your questions answered. But I don't know what is SMC. Maybe let me check on Google. What do you mean by SMC? Yeah, if you can give some explanation, what is SMC? I think uh, smart money concept, ICT style trading, smart money concept. Okay, but it's wide. I heard about this subject, but I don't know what type of strategy it is. Smart money concept. Maybe let's look on Google. I heard about it, but I'm not using it, so I don't know. Okay. Here, okay, I understand. It's generally SMC is when whales and big institutions want to push the market to take stop losses of retail trader, and then the market will move up. Um, you know, I can agree with that thought, but it's quite very difficult to expect that the market will take the stop loss. It's like very difficult to implement as a strategy. Um, like for example, in the Nasdaq, you will say to yourself, okay, there is a support here. I believe that if the market should go up, institutional fund will get a better price here because they will exceed the stop loss of retail trader. That actually what I did is like a retail position because I open. If I go with the SMC strategy, like I open a buy, especially at that spot. Um, might be, but yeah, it's stop hunting. Okay. Yeah, I may understand that point. And what is interesting is that Bollinger Bands generally will help you to find maybe those SMC zone. Okay, and might be because on the Bollinger Bands, when the market will push highly in one side, okay, for example here, see the market tend to go back to the average. So Bollinger Bands can actually help you to identify what is the volatility of the market at that point. Might be Bollinger Bands a nice tool to get this type of smart money concept. I'm not using it as a strategy, but you know, this might be something you could implement in your trading. I hope this is clear. Bollinger Bands, this is the setup. It's the classic one, period 20, deviation 2. Perfect, appreciate. Yeah, so I will continue managing the position, guys. And to complete with that trading room, I agree with VT. I will say what he said on the chat. I think it doesn't matter the trading method we use. What matters is the consistency and the risk management. And I totally agree with you. That's a nice sentence, and I 100% agree. No matter, we have all of one here have a different strategy, different type of strategy, different type of view in the market. But what happens, what is important is consistency and risk management. Yeah, it was interesting today, guys. Thank you for staying with me until the end. I highly appreciate. We had some interesting position. Already closed some profit in dollar yen, took a stop losses in the Nasdaq, and have again 3 position open that I will continue to manage. I wish you a nice end of the day. We stay in touch, and probably we will see. I will make another trading room tomorrow, guys. So be here. Very happy to do that with you. High five. We stay in touch. Goodbye, guys.